Starting.
We're
Live.
live. We're
We're
live.
live.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Okay.
All right,
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
where.
try. I'm gonna try to send the link to Shapiro again and see what happens now.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to tell people to watch it.
Well, we can do that on forums, but first I gotta Shapiro. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many minimized things. Oh, here it is. Dude, Macs are freaky, man. It's like a weird trip.
Yeah, I would not use a Mac.
Paste. How about now? Everyone's gonna be. Anyone that watches this from the start is gonna be like,
What the hell are they doing?
like what are they doing?
These guys are straight up retarded.
Trying to figure it out. Wow, Ethan already got an article out.
No.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's awfully quick.
What the hell is Indiana?
Indiana? It's a state.
Overall seeds. Oh, thanks. Thanks, man. I was actually unsure.
I mean, yeah, I'm here for
I
you.
hate you so much. Maryland versus AQ is gonna be a way better game than people think. I feel, but we'll save that for the show.
This is the show.
This is the show.
We're live. I don't.
Deanna
Oh,
Shapiro.
Katie Milligan says yes. I see you.
Okay, wait? She sends to Katie Milligan too.
Yeah, it's we send.
Is it just the link?
No, it's this. It's.
Where is it?
This link right here. This link. We send that to people.
What link? You're like looking at it. I
just sent it to you on Facebook because we're on Google Hangouts, so I sent it on Facebook.
Oh my God. Luke.
Yeah, people can see us there.
Okay, so this is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, I will go to the. Oh shit! I just clicked it. It was an early meta. Copy.
You need to stop talking about her. Ew.
Hey Katie, why don't you just like a camel dick? I don't want. Can I say that here? Is Google gonna, like, is Google gonna find me?
I'm sure there's worse things on YouTube. / Google Plus.
All right, forums.
Internet. Yeah.
All right. After I post this link, we got to start talking about it for realsies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we do. Well, we can give it a few minutes to get some people time to click the link.
Yeah. Leap Canchetti. Oh. You got all Italian on me.
Yeah, Cinquetti.
And I are doing a live analysis of the flights for World Cup. Click here to view and ask us some questions. How long should we give? I'm thinking like 8:45. We'll tell people we're officially going to start, maybe? Or is that too far away? Should we do 8:40?
Well, considering it's already 9:33.
Okay, shut up. Central Standard Time.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, we'll talk. Well, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It'll give people time to send us questions to talk about.
Yeah, we'll start promptly in 5 minutes. Send us some questions you like answered about anything and everything. Best marry, fuck, kill question gets $5 at World Cup.
Interesting.
Oh, get the 40 from me at World Cup. An old English 40.
All right. You post the thing yet?
Paste. I think I did the thing.
It would have been really funny if Katie had taken the link and ninja'd the posting of it from us, but she's far too slow.
All right, now it's just a matter of scrolling down on this because I do not know how to Mac. Like I can't scroll. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey Rolando, can you scroll down this page for me?
Your 2 fingers
2 fingers
on
in
the
the middle.
and then
That means you want the left one to scroll, the right one to scroll.
no, both.
Oh.
Oh, you use both.
Oh. A little shocker. You get a little shocker in there. Is that how you do it? Alright, I just posted it. Awesome. Alright, you stay tuned to the Facebook page for questions,
All right.
and I'll look towards the horizon for Facebook questions.
We'll look to the horizon.
The horizon. Alright, we're gonna. Oh my gosh. Why would people pay thousands of dollars for this machine? I do not understand.
I couldn't tell you. When you can build your own for like a third of the price. It's just as powerful.
So how do you see who's all here? The gang.
I have no idea
How did you see Katie Milligan here?
because she was messaging me on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is awkward. We're just gonna be. We'll actually
know.
have like 18 people watching us right now.
We
don't know what's going on.
could have like several dozen people watching us.
Several dozen.
Several dozen.
AKA the million mark in television. Is the several
Yeah.
dozen in Quidditch.
Oh yes, we're quite popular.
Oh man, good times. Yeah. So for those of you that are for some reason watching already, I'm Tad Walters. Yeah, that one. Tell the people about yourself, Luke.
Luke Changit. A lot of people think it's pronounced like change it. I've heard change. It's Changit.
Jay. What?
Yeah,
What loser called you that?
It was actually a priest.
I've,
In 7th grade, he was like, "Oh, I thought it was like French." Oh, no, not French. Oh, Amanda's watching us. I mean,
Amanda Dallas?
Amanda Dallas. Yeah, she just.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not good. I feel like this is like official 8th Man hangout, is it?
No, we didn't say. I don't think we used the.
It's got a message on Facebook. I wonder who it's gonna be from. I have a guess. Yep. Yeah, it was Dallas. Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Hey.
that was Dallas.
Hey Dallas. You should type some questions into the box.
Ender once. Ender,
Let's put Ender on the pod.
come here.
Let's put my cat on the pod. Where's my cat? Professor! Professor!
Yeah, too bad cats don't come when you call them.
Hey, some do. My cat. If I go up the stairs, my cat will go up the stairs with me.
And then there's.
Oh, here's my cat. He's like sitting right above me. Goober? Yeah, come with me. Kitty. This is adorable. Can you even see him in the video?
I cannot.
Can you not see my cat? There he is.
Aww.
Do you want to know what his name is? It's Professor Kickass.
Professor Kickass. That's a good name.
But the S's are dollar signs. Like, you think it's silly. He has a collar that has it written in. Alright.
Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. Well, it's
That's
been 4 minutes, I think.
That's been 4 minutes? Oh.
Yes. So we've got a few questions.
Do we?
I accidentally clicked something wrong. How to get out from play.
Follow the light.
Jess, I'm not quite sure how to get out. Maybe click the back button or the X. Those are really the two options, I think.
This is not tech support. It's Luke and Tad's show. Right? The awful question to ask us.
Name the teams that'll go undefeated in each pool. Obviously.
Well, they're called flights,
They're
so
flights.
that's a stupid question.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, Dallas's entire team is watching this.
Oh,
All right,
goody.
let's-
Oh, wonderful. We have viewers
My cat
now.
just left. It's time to get serious. All right.
Oh my God, I'm getting.
You wanna
phone
just
calls.
first
Danielle,
go
I can't
through-
talk right now. I'm broadcasting live to your team.
Do you want to go through all of the matchups, talk about who's going to win, and then go to answer the questions?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Or at various times we can answer some questions
A
and
couple questions and go through. We could go through each color on the Google Doc and then answer a question.
colors are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not colorblind. That'd really suck.
That
All right,
would
yeah,
suck.
let's do the red ones. The red ones are fun,
Red ones are fun.
and I feel like they're going to be the easiest to talk about.
I think so.
Lone Star Wizards of Westwood. I think there's going to be an obvious Wizards victory here.
I mean, I
Lone-
really don't see any other way to call it. Like,
Lone Star is a pretty unproven team.
They-
all
and-
season.
and if you look at their results, they really have been on the decline from their performance in the fall.
It's true. They've
Mhm.
lost at least one game.
Yeah.
That's one more game lost than the 72 Dolphins. So they're
That's-
obviously
They're nothing now.
they're nothing. No, I think it's pretty obvious Lone Star's going to win that one.
Yeah.
And really, it's going to, as far as Lone Star potentially going 5-0 in the pool, is really going to depend. I think if they draw Texas State, which I think is going to be the only team in this fight that has any potential to beat them. In my opinion, at least, from looking at the other two top teams
In the entire flight,
and the entire flight, I think
Texas State is.
I think so.
I'm gonna have. I mean, a chance, like even a small chance. Are you saying like
I'm talking about like
you're discounting Michigan, NYU, Kansas, QC Boston?
I don't think Kansas. I definitely don't think Kansas. I definitely don't give QCB. I'd say Texas State has the best chance.
Texas State probably the best chance.
Oh, for sure.
Discounting both Lost Boys
I'd
and
say
Gambits.
I'd say Lost Boys has the second best chance. And it's more of the beater game than anything. I think that's really what's going to get Lone Star. That's their weakness, is their beaters. And I think teams that have really good beaters and can play to them really well are going and can clear lanes for their players against Lone Star and take out their like crazy intense chaser defense is going to be the teams that do the best. That's why I say Texas State first.
And that's
Lost
why I'm saying
Boys.
NYU.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I forgot to go down the rest. I'm like looking at like these 8 teams, and so yeah, NYU has a chance. Honestly, I've only watched the Northeast Regional film of them. I haven't seen much outside of that, but their beaters were really aggressive. But they were only aggressive to the other beaters, and so I think it's going to be interesting to see how NYU's chasers fare against Lone Star's chasers, even on no bludger opportunities.
That's true.
And so that'll be interesting to watch at least, and we'll see where they stand there. Michigan, however, I've been high on the horse on because of the Glass City tournament. They went 8-0.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, Luke. Oh,
That's not good.
we're gonna take this time to talk about how
Without it, no, I can't hear
Luke
anything.
Shangit sucks. Luke sucks a lot.
Hey,
Versus
dog,
he-
stop.
Luke is an awful human being. I would literally pay anyone to do this with me instead of Luke Shangit.
No.
Literally pay somebody. Yep. Some technical difficulties.
Okay, my sound is working,
Is it?
but
Can you
I
hear me?
can't hear anything from the Hangout.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Can I hear you?
Okay, I'm good.
But the sound on my computer, on my speakers, is working. Now I need tech support.
Did you mute it?
Just move on without Luke, says Dallas. I feel so
Move
loved and
on
appreciated.
without. I get to move on without Luke. All right. Next is Lost Boys and Clone Star. Now,
No, but really
I've
keep
heard-
going until I fix it.
Thanks, Luke, for your permission. The Lost Boys Clone Star. I think people are really
Please
gonna
enjoy
sell
our
this
tech
as an
support,
easy
Yana.
Lost Boys win. But as someone that's played against Clone Star multiple times, when Clone Star's on, they're on. They beat Arkansas in a crazy game. If anyone's watched that game on the 8th Man YouTube channel, it's actually a great game to watch. Clone Star played really well against Arkansas, and I think that if Hank, Jonah, and I believe Philip Bryan, is it O'Brien? Yeah, it is Philip O'Brien. Philip Bryan said Cole Travis from LSU got added to Clone Stars. If that is true, that's another really competent driver that'll add the Clone Stars. That'll really add to the Clone Stars quaffle game. And I think that if their beating is solid enough, which Eric Vilanowski
Okay, I'm back.
is a pretty good beater, I think Clone Star could definitely at least hold the Lost Boys in snitch range for a solid portion of the game, just because of their quaffle players and that Eric is a very talented beater. And I think that if they play the game right, and maybe the Lost Boys have a bad game or Clone Star just plays out of their mind, I definitely think Clone Star could upset Lost Boys, and that'd be a fun one to see for sure.
I do think
about the. You're good.
I think the potential is there for Clone Star to upset Lost Boys, but I don't really think it's likely. Maybe like 15% chance.
I'd say a little bit
Clone
more.
Star, I think Clone Star would have to play a really good game, and the Lost Boys would have to play a pretty bad game.
I also,
which is possible.
I'm also not gonna leave it to Clone Star to, or I'm gonna leave it to Clone Star to. They'll probably bring up like 5 random old veteran players who want to play Quidditch at World Cup again, and that are probably gonna be really good. So like, expect them to pull up like a couple more really solid players, either just from people they just recruited or from people who played on Texas or A&M or some other team, and they're bringing them. Dadless, perhaps. We might see the return of Dadless at World Cup, and that'd be exciting.
Something. Yeah.
TC Frost, Gambits. I know nothing about TC Frost.
Gambits will win that game. Move on.
Okay,
Yeah.
move on. Texas State, Falcon Warriors. I don't know anything about Falcon Warriors, but I'm
Texas State will win that game.
Same thing.
Yeah.
North Carolina. What's up with all these like low Midwest teams?
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Okay, I want to make a note. Ohio University, John Williams Jr. played only at their own tournament, the Dobby Memorial Tournament. It was unofficial, and so it didn't get any recognition. But I watched that kid play, and he single-handedly shut down Matt Eveland and Julie Fritz for Ohio State for the first 7 or 8 minutes of their game. If he goes to World Cup, I do think OU could upset somebody. I don't think it'll necessarily be North Carolina, but I think they could beat a better team than people.
Okay.
Only if Williams is at World Cup.
Okay. If anything, I'm really excited to see North Carolina's their play at this tournament. So a lot of people are really high on the North Carolina ship. I personally think they're overrated, and so I really want to see them play any of the top 4 seeds in this pool, and it'd be really interesting. Especially like to see them against Texas State or Lone Star, of course. They almost came down to the Southwest, and they almost went out west earlier this semester, but they ended up not being able to come to the Southwest and then dropping out of the LA Open like a couple weeks before. So really exciting to see that and see where they stand.
Mhm.
I'm excited about this one. QC Boston and Osos de Muerte. Ooh!
What about this is exciting to you? Because I looked at this and I was like, what is
I think Osos could totally win this game. I am 100%.
How much have you seen of QCB?
I mean, just once again, the Northeast Regionals film.
Okay.
But then in all fairness to QCB, it's not so much about how good or bad a team QCB Boston is, but I said QCB Boston. QC Boston is, but more of how I think Osos is such an underrated team and how they play the Baylor zone. So, like, they play it differently than their varsity team does. It's different. It's, as I said in my Roll Call to Rock Hill article, they play a grittier Baylor defense in that they tackle more, they're more physical, but they do sacrifice spots in their zone. But that being said, like, they play their bludgers just conservative enough that's going to be like really hard for Haviland and the other beaters to get control back. But once they get it back, it'll be easier. But just the way that the Baylor zone is set up, it's really hard to get control away from those beaters. Even if, you know, their beaters are way better than Osos's beaters, it's going to be really difficult to get control back.
I do want to see how Jake Archibald does against a hoop zone of sorts.
With all of his long shots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But
yeah.
I definitely think Osos could, like, out of all the ones we've come to so far, I think this is the most likely upset so far that we've seen. So I'm really excited to see this. I think that's going to be a way better game than people realize. Kansas OBU. This is going to be a pretty good one, I think, too, actually.
I don't know a whole hell of a lot about OBU. What do they do well?
I haven't seen much of them either this season. Chandler's a good beater on defense. Chandler is like the main beater they have on Chandler Smith for defense on OBU. He's a perfectly good beater. Really fast. Good arm. Good positioning. The thing is, Chandler doesn't really go up on offense to get control back often because his partners are not that good, and so it's just like not worth it to expend the energy to get control back just to lose it the next play, which in the long run hurts his team offensively because they have to keep going against bludger control. And so Chandler does perfectly fine on defense by himself, but on offense this team struggles. Because the other team has control so often. Tyler McLaren for OBU is a great point defender, a good player. They have another kid. I cannot remember his name. He plays keeper. He's pretty short, but he has great shot blocking abilities, and he's really fast. I don't know much about Kansas this season, just what I've seen from film. Their keeper, Adam Heald, is phenomenal, and I think it's gonna be really hard to stop. I think he's going to carry Kansas to a couple wins at this tournament. I think Kansas is still going to win. But I think OBU is going to put up a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're talking about Kansas, like there's really two things that they do very well. They have a lot of chasers who can score. They can distribute well. They have a lot of threats, and then they have Kier Rudolph, who can end a game like that.
Oh yeah, Kier's still there.
Yeah. So I think with Kier, like they're gonna win against OBU, and their beater game doesn't get talked about much. They're good at hanging on to control, but then they can sometimes struggle to regain it if they don't have it. So it's kind of like an all or nothing with them. They're very good with control, and they're very good at stopping you without control as well. So you know, I don't know. That could be a good one to watch.
Alrighty. Warriors and George Mason. You know way more about these than I do, so.
Well, earlier in the year, this is an easy, no-brainer Warriors victory over George Mason, who's kind of a second-tier Mid-Atlantic team. But a couple of months back, Chris Pavlovich, who was the starting male beater for the Warriors, transferred to George Mason, so he's now playing for them. He knows the Warriors team, he knows the Warriors system, and I do believe he was the best beater on the Warriors team. And now he's playing against the Warriors. I think that adds a wrinkle of uncertainty and, you know, just a little element of drama that everybody loves to this game. I really don't know if George Mason, even with Pavlovich, is strong enough in the chaser game to be able to stop the Warriors, but it's possible. So that could be something to watch.
Alrighty, good to know. Yeah, as I said, I know nothing about those particular teams. Warriors I know more about, but GMU I know nothing about. Next one, Michigan Silver Phoenix. I feel like it'll be a fun game, but I think Michigan's going to take this one pretty easily. Especially because Silver Phoenix lost Hatman, who is one of the greatest players of all time that no one knows about.
Oh.
He's this. I still don't know his name. I call him Hatman. he plays for varsity now. He used to play for Silver. He's like really fast and he's like really shifty. It's like you never really see him get tackled, but like he makes some of the stupidest decisions on offense I've ever seen. But because he's just so like shifty and shakes people so well, we just call him Hat Man, and we're just like over at Loyola we're big Hat Man fans. I think you can hear commentary during the A&M and Arkansas game of us yelling about Hat Man. I recommend going to watch that game and just listening to the commentary from a slightly inebriated Loyola team. Oh wait, no, that wasn't yet. That was the next day. Only slightly. It was still day one. But yeah, I think Michigan's gonna take it.
Yeah,
Michigan's actually so far my favorite outside of the Southwest teams. One of my favorites out of the Southwest teams to really go really far in brackets on day 2. So.
Michigan's a very, very good team, and I think really what they're best at, like everybody knows they have all these chasers that can just run right through you, but what they're best at is being able to adjust strategically on the fly. Like that's something I noticed when we played them at Glass City, and like we came at them with 4, 5, 6 different looks, and it took them only like one possession to figure out, switch it up, stop it, and it was a great game. Just it was a fun strategic game, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. That was interesting, and I do think that's what gives Michigan a great chance to go really far in brackets, because to be able to adjust to new looks is something you really need to be able to do at World Cup. So.
All right, fair enough. Trying to scroll down this damn map again. Oh my god. Twice.
Next up, NYU and Tribe. From what I've heard of Tribe is they have really good chasers, and then their beaters are really very lacking. And if that's true,
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I do know. I don't know as far as very good as like a whole as like really like like overall good chasers. I do know they're very physical. And they do have really talented chasers, but I don't know how they all connect well. But I heard good things about them. I asked someone, I think I asked maybe Audrey from UT about how Tribe was after they played them at regionals, and Audrey was like, they're really physical. And like to hear someone from UT say that another team is physical, I feel like that. I feel like
that does say something. That definitely says something.
Yeah. And so I definitely think if Tribe can keep up that physicality, they're gonna be able to use that to win over teams. However, as we talked about, NYU could totally use their really aggressive beating and just use that to score a lot of points.
Yeah, they could. They really could open that game up if their beaters dominate the way that they can.
Yeah, but as I said before, if their beaters only focus on the beater game and going up to take out the beaters, it'll still be interesting to see how NYU's quaffle carriers can fare against the Tribe defense. And I know they have some really confident point defense too.
Yeah, because if Tribe is that physical, I don't know that NYU has seen all that physical of competition this year. I mean, they played the Warriors, who are a tough physical team at regionals, and then Tufts, which they're not really that physical. I mean, yeah, they'll hit you, but they're not that big. Yeah. So I don't know. The Tribe chaser defense could really rough up the NYU chasers. It could startle them into something. That could be a really good game, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a really good one.
So far, I'm a pretty big fan of some of these matchups. I think it's definitely going to be a more interesting day one than we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Next, Ball State RCQC. I feel like that's going to be a fun one to watch. Ball State's not going to have Trevor, right?
Right, that's correct. Trevor's not playing the team anymore.
I mean, and yeah, without Trevor, I feel like Ball State is definitely, I feel like still a solid team, but just not nearly as great as they were before.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
And I saw some film from earlier in the season, really early in the season though, but they're looking really good with them. RCQC, they are coming on a deferred bid, actually. And it'll be interesting to see how they do. They have a decent beater game. They have this one kid, what is his name? Played against him in South Fantasy. It's Nick Belling. There we go. He's a really solid player. Given the right matchup, he could totally take over a game. And then they have not Steven Nettles, but his brother, I think Jonathan Nettles, who is a really talented chaser. And I think depending just if Ball State's having an off game or not, I think RCQC could come out and surprise somebody.
I think it's definitely possible, but also I think Ball State is a better team without Trevor than they've shown in the spring. I mean, they really haven't done anything in the spring at all, and that could hurt them too.
True. Oh yeah, we haven't even factoring in that a bunch of the Northeast teams haven't been able to really practice at all because of the weather. So that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think Ball State's still a very good team. They're not as good as they were when they had Trevor, but I do still think they'll do well. I think they'll probably win this game.
I think so too.
Fairly handily. But if they come out slow, it's very possible that they could get upset.
I think.
So we'll see.
I think Ball State's ball movement alone will be enough to take out RCQC.
Right. Yeah.
Just from what I've seen.
Oh my God.
All right, let's take a look at some of these questions real quick.
Yeah.
We already talked about the first one was how does adding Cole Travis to Clone Star help their chances against the Lost Boys? Cole Travis is a good driver. He's played against the Lost Boys. This is part of the LSU team last year.
Where did you see this question?
These are on the Facebook. Come on, Luke. Gotta get hip. Get hip to the jive.
I'm looking at the Facebook thread right now. I don't see that question.
Which is the stronger flight and why? All right.
Oh, there it is.
Go ahead and just crank that one out. Which is a stronger flight?
Well, okay.
I think at the top, Flight 1 is definitely the strongest.
I mean, Flight 1 has the strongest team.
Yeah, you have Lone Star and Texas State, Lost Boys and Gambit's the top 4. Top 4 of Flight 2 is Maryland, Ohio State, Texas, and Florida's finest.
Yeah, but then you also have Baylor.
That's what I'm about to say. I think Flight 2, however, is deeper in talent.
Yeah. Baylor, BG, Tufts are all Baylor.
Exactly.
But then they have British Columbia.
One team does not the Flight make.
Well, no, but I mean, compared to the next 4, I mean, North Carolina, QC, Kansas, and Warriors, those are all very solid teams.
True, but I think Flight 2 also has Emerson, UCLA, Scroots, Arizona QC, Arkansas.
All right. We're going to do this scientifically. I just came up with a way to do it. We're going to discuss the top 4 seed in each of these 5 brackets, and we're going to decide whether Flight 1 or Flight 2 has the better one, and whichever one has more of the stronger of the 4
3
groupings.
of the 5.
Yes.
3 of the 5. All right, deal. So red, I say Flight 1.
Red Flight 1. Orange Flight 2.
Yeah.
All right.
3, I say green. That one's tough though, especially with RPI in there.
Yeah.
I lied. Flight 1.
Flight 1 gets that one. Flight 1.
I
agree.
Yep. I lied. I'm a liar. I'm a filthy liar.
All right.
4 is definitely purple.
It's that's the color. It's purple.
I mean, what? Oh my God. All right. I think it's gonna be Flight 2. Sorry.
Because RIT did just lose a bunch of transfers that weakens them. Central Michigan, David Preeter is not going to be 100% with his broken ankle.
And they have West Washington.
Yeah, no, that's got to be. Yeah, that's right. So it's the last group of 4 that decide to see what we got.
Oh, I think it's easily Flight 1. Oklahoma State.
Well, wait. Look at the other side on Flight 2. Rochester.
Oh, yeah.
We just gained.
I've been only looking on the wrong side. Oh my God.
Those are the top teams. I mean, come on.
Why did they let me do this? Like, who was like, hey, let's put Tad online for everyone to see? What could go wrong?
I mean, nobody said don't do it, so.
It's true. I mean, hey, Flight 1 has that Loyola team, but they really suck, so we have to go with Flight 2. No, actually, I'm looking at both sides. I actually think Flight 1's going to take it. Oklahoma State's a great team. Richmond is I've seen a little. I saw them last year at World Cup, and did I watch something from this year on them? I don't know. There was one game where they had some like crazy impressive ball movement for like 8 minutes of a game, and like that 8 minutes alone was like, whoa, Richmond. And so I'm still kind of hooked on that like 8 minutes of film, and so I'm randomly on the Richmond hype train.
I've always liked Richmond. I've always thought they were a pretty solid team. I do like
Also, their jerseys are really cool. Like,
yeah, no,
like
obviously.
anyone that doesn't like their jerseys is wrong.
Yeah.
Tennessee Tech is a very underrated team. Their offense is really fun to watch. It's like the most basketball-esque offense I've ever seen in Quidditch. like they play kind of like the Hoosiers do. It's really like they're all about fundamentals. And they have like their keepers do two-hand chest passes, like with the room between their legs, and I'm like, I don't know why, but I like it, and it works for them. And so I think Tennessee Tech is going to be really fun to watch. People. Yeah, Loyola, of course, fun times.
Terrible team. Nobody good on that team at all.
Awful. That's the worst team I've ever seen.
Didn't they buy their bid?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We actually paid some teams.
Actually, a
anyway,
qualifying game, paid $1,000 for it, something like that.
Hey man, student government funded it. But Flight 2 also has UTSA, which it's a crime they're that low in their flight. They're such a good team. I think they're not easily. I think they're definitely the 5th best team in the Southwest. And it's so funny seeing them down there.
I mean, that with Rochester in Flight 2, I really think gives the edge to Flight 2 as the stronger flight.
Trying to think who else. Yeah, I just don't really know much about Virginia, App, or Villanova at all, or how Hofstra's doing this year. Because didn't they lose Alex Leach?
Yeah, Leach is playing for us, dude.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow, good for you. He's a good.
Thank you. Yeah. I
Congrats.
don't. Yeah.
I really enjoy his Facebook presence. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Counts.
Absolutely. You heard it. Tad Walter just guaranteed us the World Cup because he likes us on Facebook.
No. Well, I think that the last one has more, has the stronger teams at the top. I definitely think Flight 1 has the most depth. The Flight 1 in the last little group we're looking at has the most depth. With OSU, Tennessee Tech, Loyola, and Northern Arizona.
And Miami, Ohio is not a joke either. Like they're not a great team, but they're.
What if we get to play Miami again?
You probably could.
Well, like we played them our first World Cup all those years ago at World Cup 6.
That was your first World Cup?
That was when I was a starting seeker for Loyola University. So look how far we've come. Caught that snitch though.
Then again, there was a World Cup where I was the starting keeper for OSU. So.
Oh my God! And I used to be fat. Oh, the world's changed so much.
I know, right?
All right, so I'm saying Flight 1 for the last one. What about you? If we're split, it's just gonna be a tie. The scoring would have been useless. If you don't pick Flight 1, you're an asshole, Luke. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, we've all known I'm an asshole for years, so
we will get no closure to this.
I know we won't get any closure. I mean, I want to say Flight 1 is, but then I look over at Flight 2 and I see UTSA and I see Rochester in that bottom grouping. And I'm like, those are two very good teams.
Really, they are really good. But then you just have like more less good, but just more of them.
But I think those two teams beat any of the bottom 8 in the other flight out of snitch range.
We held UTSA to snitch range. So
did you?
We did at Diamond Cup.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yep. We were actually up 10 on them. We were tied when the snitch came back, and then when we played on the snitch, they got up 30. We lost
90-30. Huh.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. You're a dick, Luke.
Yeah, on the first tournament of the year. So.
Hey, still goes on those rankings though.
Then you also lost them out of snitch range, so you know.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
that was also without Atafia, so
Okay.
How
Huh.
he's very important to us, especially when playing UTSA, because he's like the only person that can drive to them on our team. So,
I really don't know how to call
I feel like
that last group.
I feel like we're taking too long on this.
We are taking too long. Let's look at where did we leave off?
The last one. We're at the last one. Wait, we're not. We have to decide.
Wait.
Like we have
Wait,
to
can
decide.
we just like make a poll? Can we have the viewers vote? I say flight 2. You say flight 1.
I say flight 1 for the.
Can we
Let's have the people decide.
ask a question in ICAF?
Way to pawn it off to everyone else.
You know what? I thought it was a great
We're
idea.
the worst analyst ever. Although it's like what Sports Nation does, so we're kind of like Sports Nation in a way.
But better looking.
Don't want to argue with that. All right. I think we are on Santa Barbara and Macaulay.
Yes, I believe we are. That is.
I know very little about either teams. At least how they've done this season.
Flight 2 is winning by 100%. We win.
Did you vote the first one?
Yeah.
All right. Santa Barbara and Macaulay. Have you seen Macaulay?
I have seen
At all?
Macaulay. Yeah.
What do you know about them? Learn us.
I watched them get destroyed by NYU, and I don't know. I can't tell you they're not anything special. So
I say we're just gonna go with the highest seeded one here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Santa Barbara will win it.
All right. Miami, Florida, and Capital Madness. I saw Miami at South Regionals, and I thought they were looking pretty good. The only reason they lost to Charleston in the semifinal game was because of cards. They were getting a lot of cards, and personally, I didn't think a lot of them were warranted. Yeah, there were a couple things that I think were unnecessary cards, and that really hurt them. And they got a red card, which didn't help at all.
No, never does.
Yeah, and so I definitely think had Miami not had, and like in that game, CFC had very little cards, very few cards, contrary to their finals game with Finest. But I think Miami. I thought until that game happened, I thought Miami, Florida was going to win South Regionals out of snitch range of every team they played. So, and I still think Miami is a very good team, and I have a lot of faith that they'll even make it to bracket play. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them over Capital Madness.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I don't see any reason to call it any other way.
All right. Central Michigan BU.
That one is interesting because I think they're both ranked around the same in their regions, and I think the Northeast and Midwest are very comparable. So I don't really know much about BU though, is the problem.
Yeah, I don't know much about
Central
their
doing well.
personnel anymore since they lost some of their big names from last year, like Stack. But didn't they just lose to Harvard at like the MQC thing like Saturday? In like the final, in like the Elite Eight. I mean, I also know how good Harvard's gotten in the past year, so this is all just me comparing to things I heard. I do know that CMU is really physical, and I think physicality, especially for it's just for regions that aren't really used to it. I think it plays a completely different factor in the game, and so out of sheer physicality and sheer being the higher ranked team, I'm gonna go with Central Michigan.
Yeah. The thing that Central Michigan has to watch out for is getting too many cards. Brandon Booth is notorious for getting red cards at tournaments, multiple red cards at tournaments, and these are like one-day tournaments. Like World Cup, you're playing more games than you played all year. Like if he gets too many red cards, he could get ejected from the tournament. That could kill. I mean, I don't think it's going to kill him in this first game, but just as a note, like that's gonna thing that's gonna stop Central. I think it could easily be themselves. I think they're a very solid team, and until they run into an elite team, I I don't see any reason why they wouldn't win except for losing their cool.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, I will say Central in this game as well.
All right. Western Washington, Michigan State.
Michigan
State. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good. I think Missouri IRT.
IRT. RIT. Do you know English?
What did I just say?
You said IRT.
Really? Once again, why did anyone let me do this?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Look, that was weird. All right.
All right. Anyway,
this is an interesting one, I think. Oh man, trying to think it through.
I mean, RIT did just lose Shane Hurlburt to transfers, and he was like their only big playmaker. And Missouri has.
Wasn't he the guy that commented on the Eighth Man polls all the time, talking about RIT? Like every single poll would come up, and he'd say something about how IRT sucks or something like that.
Dude,
and I was
our poll is dead even right now.
Huh?
Our poll for which fight is stronger is dead even right now.
Yes. How many people have actually voted?
16 looks like.
16. Wow.
Yeah, we're splitting.
Great turnout.
Yeah.
That's more than World Cup 7.
Oh.
Oh. What? All right. Back to business. All right. I think I'm gonna actually pick Mizzou here.
I'm also going with Mizzou.
They've had some good games this season. I think they held Arkansas to snitch catch earlier this season. I don't know if that's more of a testament to Missouri playing a good game or Arkansas playing not a good game. Some would call that a bad game.
Yes.
But I think Mizzou has potential. Like, they're a really weird team in that the past 2 years, they have potential to really have good snitch range games with really good teams. Like, I remember them almost beating LSU last year.
Right. Right.
And so, and I think if they have the personnel, and they have really smart leadership, I think they could totally upset some people, including IRT.
I mean, they can definitely upset. This is a team that came from out of nowhere to reach the semifinals of Midwest Regionals, and they did it without Josh Ebsmeyer, who is their best playmaker.
It's true.
He was out with a broken wrist, I think, something with his arm. It was
a broken wrist.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, you could, but it's difficult. So they'll have him back for World Cup. I do think they're a very dangerous team. I think they win against RIT here.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State, Tennessee Tech. This is a really fun matchup. I've seen both teams. I played against Oklahoma State, and I've seen Tennessee Tech play a couple times when I was directing South Regionals. I think Oklahoma State's going to win because of the X Factor, Hayden Appleby, or as Loyola calls him, Hayden the Truth Appleby. That kid's like unstoppable. He's a phenomenal driver, and I think any no bludgers opportunity that OSU's beaters can create, they're going to score on. As I said, Tennessee Tech does have a really fun offense to watch. As I said earlier, it's very basketball oriented, really, really focused on fundamentals. I just think that they're going to have, from all their goals that I saw them score on, like, just on other teams, from most of their goals, I think against a really physical team like OSU, they're going to get shut down, and they're going to have a harder time finishing around the hoops. So I'd give it to OSU, though I do think it's going to be a really entertaining game.
I think so too.
And both are really friendly teams, and I think it'll be like it's one of those like really well-spirited good games. You know what I mean? That are just like fun to watch for everybody. I think it's gonna be one of those.
Right. I think that would be good. I mean, Tennessee Tech, it's like we touched on when we were talking about the Flights. Like they are a pretty underrated team. Like they have a very fun chaser game to watch, and I think it comes down to their beaters. If their beaters can play out of their mind crazy well, I think they could beat Oklahoma State. But I was unimpressed with Tennessee Tech beater when I saw them at Ball Brothers Brawl. If they could step it up from where they were there, or if they were missing some players, I don't know. I think they could compete, but otherwise, I think Oklahoma State takes this one.
Yeah, Lillis played really well at Southwest Fantasy. Austin Lillis, who was Tech's main beater, he definitely didn't seem to be as potent on offense or defense as he was at the fantasy tournament. Maybe because of the fantasy tournament, and he had people like Stephen Bell and Cody Marshall who would help the Chaser defense a little bit, and now he has to do more of the heavy lifting with Tech than he did on his fantasy team. But I think he's a solid beater, and I think it's really going to come on how they match up with each other. But I still choose OSU.
Right.
Richmond and Florida.
I'm taking Richmond here.
Yeah.
Just based on gut instinct, I don't really know a whole lot about either of those teams, but just based on what I've seen in the past from both of these programs, I just really feel like Richmond is stronger.
I agree. Florida in the past, their strengths have been their adaptability. Also, they had Dre Clements, who could always be a big playmaker when and if he wanted to every
Absolutely.
game. But now that they lost Dre to Florida's finest, they definitely found themselves in kind of like this weird space because almost their entire offense was based on Dre.
Right.
They lost a bunch of players. They had to start picking up people from like Central Florida since their Quidditch team collapsed, and so Florida's been in a rough spot, and we'll see how they perform at World Cup. But I definitely think Richmond's going to win this one.
Yep. All right. Northern Arizona and Loyola. I think this is like 300-0 for NAU. Honestly.
Oh, only 300?
I mean, that was just a rough estimate.
I actually think it's going to be a really good game.
I do as well, actually. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. I think I feel like Loyola picked a good game. Not picked a good game, but I feel like we got given a good game. And that's not someone that I think will blow us out, but not anyone I feel like we could easily beat. And so I think that it'll keep us in it. Like, even if we lose, I think it'll be a close game. I think it's going to be like a really good mindset, no matter if we win or lose, going into the later games. Because I feel like getting blown out in your first game can be like a huge blow to your confidence for the rest of the tournament.
Definitely.
But I also think winning one severely out of snitch range can also make you seem a little overconfident, and then you go on to lose your next one or two games, and by that time it could be too late to regain a bracket play standing.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's why I'm kind of grateful. It's not a team I feel like we can blow out, not a team I think that will lose too bad to. It's gonna depend on how they play and how we play. I know they're a really physical team. All of Arizona is immensely physical, but I think we're pretty physical as well. So I think it's gonna be a really hard-hitting game, but I also think it's gonna be a really good game, and I'm really excited to play them actually, because we never really get to play anyone from the West. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that could be fun. I'm not
gonna say
honestly. I can't really pick a winner in that one. Honestly, I really do think it's a coin flip. Like it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a real physical game. That's sure. We'll call it our game to watch because
our game to watch.
Yeah,
I'm honored. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, of course. There you go. Penn State, Miami of Ohio. I don't know. I really haven't been that impressed with Penn State this year. And Miami of Ohio has had flashes of brilliance. But I think overall, Penn State's talent is probably better. But I think Miami's overall chemistry is better.
Someone just whisper to you?
Yeah, apparently Penn State has Scott Axel back.
Oh, yeah.
That changes things a little bit.
That's what I heard this weekend.
That's what somebody heard this weekend.
I mean, I like Axel as a person, and as a player, I think he's solid. I don't think Axel is as much as a game changer as people say he is. I think he was just someone for people to latch on to when people were talking about why Penn State was good, and they were just like, "This is a Scott Axel." Well, he's what. I think he's good. I don't think he's like game-changing good.
Even if he's not game-changing good, and I agree with you, he's not like game-changing good. He's a very good player. But what that does is it brings that level of familiarity back to the Penn State team, and it helps their systems work a little bit better. With that, I do think it gives Penn State the edge. Before I knew that, I think it was probably going to be another 50-50. I think I was going to still give it to Penn State because I think their seeker beater game is better. But yeah, now I'm going to say Penn State in that one.
Oh my God! Why is scrolling down? So I'm scrolling down.
Oh my
Watch
God!
out, world.
Learn to Mac.
Dude, it's so difficult. This is like the worst thing ever.
Macs are terrible.
And my roommate's just like, you'll get used to it. And I'm just like, getting used to it in the middle of a live broadcast is probably the worst thing. Anyway, all right, so we finished Flight 1. That's exciting. I think someone asked, what teams do you think can go undefeated in each pool? Someone did the math earlier, and I think they said there's going to be 2 5-0 teams, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I called it IRT and said purple was going to win, so who knows? Hello? Did we lose Luke? Did you lose me? Well, this is quite a conundrum. We're having some technical difficulties right now. Please leave a message and we'll call you back at the tone.
I think I'm back.
All right, you are back.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah.
Good. Now I don't have to do the show alone again.
Sorry about that. Did we move on? Are we in Flight 2 now?
We didn't. I tried to stall. So now.
Do we want to answer a couple of questions and then do Flight 2? Or
yeah. Someone asked which teams are going to go undefeated in each pool or in each flight. So I guess we need that for Flight 1 real quick. Someone did the math, and I think there's 2 that go 5-0 in each flight. I'm not sure. I think someone said that.
Yeah,
That's right.
Maybe.
Oh God.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's get Sarah
I don't do math.
As our gameplay. Well,
one or 2 potentially in each flight.
Let's say 1 for sure, and then like our second one that's like our 2 for sure, then 2 like maybe.
Well, yeah, one for sure, and then 2 maybes.
Okay, I can do that. I think Lone Star is the obvious one.
Lone Star is the obvious one, and then where else is
Actually, you know what?
What?
No, they're not. They're not the obvious one. I think Texas State is going to beat Lone Star.
That's bold.
Yeah, it is.
That's awfully bold.
I think if they play each other in this flight, Texas State's going to win. I'm calling it now.
Would you care to make a slap bet with me on that, sir?
A slap bet?
A slap bet.
Oh my God, you are notorious for losing them, though.
I am. I really am.
Oh my God, it's gonna sting so bad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If I lose, which I'm not going to, because Texas State's gonna win.
So you're gonna take the bet?
All right. If Lone Star and Texas State play in the flight, not in bracket play.
Yes, in the flights.
Okay, in the flight. If they play, Texas State will win. I will do a slap bet with you, Luke.
A slap bet. That's an official slap. We'll shake on it, kind of.
We'll shake on it.
I don't know.
Can you see my hand? I'm looking at
I see your hand.
Plates.
There you go.
All right,
there you
cool.
Go. Okay, all right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We have like a couple witnesses, I guess. If anyone's still watching this for some reason.
Yep.
All right. I think Texas State is the obvious one. They're one of the smartest teams I've ever seen this season play the game. And I think that they are going to come out. They're going to come out like there's no way they can just sit here all year, watch Lone Star beat them, and not have something new to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe they'll start stabbing people when they tackle them. It's like, Ka-ka! I don't know. Maybe it'll be something like that. But I think Texas State definitely is going to do something. Maybe they'll have some bounty program or some crazy recruiting where they recruit half of their football team. I don't know. Something's going to happen. There's no way. There's no way they're going to let Lone Star walk all over them again. That's why I say Texas State for sure. And I think maybe Lone Star. And maybe Lost Boys.
Okay. I'm gonna shake things up a little bit here. I'm gonna go with the controversial pick, and I'm gonna say Lone Star for sure. And then I'm gonna give my maybes. I can only pick 2.
Yeah. See, that was hard for me because
This is hard for me.
I have a couple maybes, but yeah, pick 2. We gotta be controversial, Luke. That's what the people want.
That is what the people want. Okay. I will say Lone Star and Western Washington. I can't even.
Lead. We said controversial, not an idiot. All right.
Okay, Lone Star for sure. I'm gonna give Michigan a maybe, actually, and just because you already picked Texas State, and Lost Boy, I'm gonna say Gambits are a maybe.
Gambits? All right.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't be mad about that one.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that is a very solid fight at the top. I think any of those teams has a shot at it.
Yeah, I really think it's gonna come to matchups. I mean, if someone has a really rough game beforehand and the next one they could have less it's literally gonna come down to matchups.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's so hard to say who's gonna go 5-0, who's gonna go 4-1. Like it's really difficult.
Yeah. But let's do it anyway. Flight 2.
Yeah, we're hashtag Quidditch analysis.
We don't really know how to do any of this, but we're gonna do it.
There's no possible way we can come up with the right conclusions, but let's do it anyway.
I still think we're better than most of the bracket analysts for March Madness this year on ESPN.
It's true. All right, Flight 2.
Okay. I'm gonna say my. Oh Jesus, this one is way less clear.
Maryland AQ.
AQ. No.
Austin Quidditch.
No, leave.
UT's B team.
You're gonna pick Austin Quidditch.
Oh no, I'm not gonna pick them. I thought you couldn't read it, and I was trying to tell you who the team was. I was like,
I'm trying to pick.
Do you not know who they are?
No, I'm trying to. I don't know who's gonna go undefeated here.
Oh. I thought we were gonna do that after we finish the Flight 2, then do the undefeated.
Oh, were we? Oh, I thought we were doing.
You want to do that? Flight. It makes more. To me, it makes more sense. Kind of closes out the flight discussion,
Okay. All right.
Fine. We'll do that. All right.
So
Maryland AQ.
wins. Maryland wins.
I think Maryland's gonna win. I also think depending on who AQ brings, could definitely spice things up a bit. Because at regionals, for example, they had Hector, who played on the varsity team last season and didn't go to World Cup. But they brought him back for regionals. But I don't know if they brought him back just to help the team qualify. And so he's not going to – because that was the only tournament he's played in all season was regionals. To my knowledge, at least, he could have played at another one.
Interesting.
But if he plays the World Cup, he's a really talented – he scored, I think, almost all of AQ's points on Loyola when we played. He's a really talented player, good driver. They bring him, who knows what could happen. In AQ's beater game, nothing to mess around with. All season, AQ has had, I don't know, it's because we play them the first game of every tournament that not every tournament, but every time we played AQ, they were always our first game. I don't know if it's that, but AQ's beaters have for some reason given us a lot of trouble, even more so than some of the big four teams.
It's because you're bad, Tad.
It is because we're bad, but
No, you personally.
Oh, me personally, I am pretty bad. But I've had really good games against when we played Lone Star, when we played Texas State multiple times. But AQ, I don't know what it is. They do play really conservative on defense with their bludgers because they're really about just maintaining control really, and they bull rush a lot too. So maybe that's why. But yeah, AQ is just they're tricky. You let them hang around long enough, who knows what could happen. I still think Maryland, but I think AQ is going to put up. Did we lose Luke again? I think Maryland is going to win, but I think AQ is going to put up a better fight than people are expecting. Well, we lost. Wait, am I still here? Luke, you back, buddy?
Yeah, I'm back.
What is happening?
I actually don't know.
Is it me? Is it you?
It's probably me. The last time was me. This time I'm not sure.
Is one of our millions of viewers?
Yeah, well, one of our 40 viewers. We have 40
We have
viewers.
40? Do we really?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
I see. I have a little tab. Yeah,
40 people are watching this. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna start freaking out now.
All right, I guess we should probably get back on point then.
Maryland.
Anyway,
I'm gonna pick Maryland, Ohio State, Texas, and Florida's Finest to win.
yeah.
I
don't know anything about Crimson Warhawks, but Finest. I will say this: do not let Finest's
Finest.
Do not let their ranking fool you. I do not think they are even close to what a regional championship team should be looking like. And I think they're in for a world of hurt come World Cup. So, as I said, I know nothing about Crimson Warhawks, but honestly, I just do not think Florida's Finest is deserving of their spot. And I think who knows what could happen with them.
Right. No, I'm kind of with you there. Florida's Finest, I think, is the weakest of those top 8 teams.
Agreed.
Yeah. But I do think they'll win against Crimson Warhawks.
Okay. I said I knew nothing about them.
Yeah. Baylor beats Harvard.
Yep.
Tufts beats Purdue. BG beats Long Beach.
Yep.
And then
British Columbia, VCU.
Here we go. Here's one.
I feel like that's going to be the true test of the Northwest. If one of their top teams can beat regular old VCU.
Old VCU. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I can say about them. Like, I know they're not really bad, but I know they're not really good.
Exactly.
And so I'm just like, you're just average Joe VCU. Like, can British Columbia beat them or not?
Exactly. I think yeah. If BC can win like out of range, then I think that speaks to the Northwest maybe isn't a complete joke like some people seem to think. But I think if that game is in range, then
what, Luke? Luke. Hello? Alright. If that game is in range, then, and we'll never know. I personally seem to think UBC is going to pull off a win. I'm wondering if anyone can, like, even hear me right now. So, I'm going to find out if anyone can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Really awkward if they can. I'm just sitting here asking people if they can still hear me.
Okay, I don't know why this keeps happening, but we should just kind of blow through this Flight 2 thing so it doesn't happen again before the end of this.
All right. So I was saying I think British Columbia is going to do it. I have faith.
I think so too. I think so.
UCLA, College of Charleston.
UCLA.
I think this is going to be a better game than people think as well. From what I've seen from Charleston, actually, they have potential. If they can stop getting cards, their beaters are just aggressive enough. Though I don't know how they'll do against UCLA beaters. I'll still give it to UCLA, but
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be an obvious one.
I think College of Charleston could surprise some people. I don't think they're going to surprise UCLA. RPI Indiana. This one interests me because I do think Indiana has a very good starting line.
Sorry. So like when you went offline, I was just like, I wonder if it's me. I wonder if people can hear me. And I was like, I'm gonna type to somebody and see if they can hear me. And then like 8 people messaged me, we can hear you. So thank you, Facebook, letting me know that I am heard. Anyway, continue with your analysis.
I think Indiana has a very good starting line. Their beaters are aggressive on defense, not so much on offense. But aggressive enough on defense that they can shut down a team that doesn't have a creative offense, and that their ball handlers are good enough that they can get around a team that doesn't have a solid defense, but not so good that they're going to get around a great defense. I honestly think Indiana is probably going to win this game against RPI. just because RPI is seeded so highly because they play nobody except at regionals, and they did nothing at regionals. So, yeah.
Okay. Emerson Southern Storm.
Emerson.
I think Emerson as well. However, I just want to give a shout out to Southern Storm's beaters. They have these two guy beaters. One is named Tanner Morris, who was the snitch for the finals last year. And they have this other guy, I cannot remember his name though, who are two very talented beaters. And in my opinion, they were probably the most disciplined beaters I saw at South Regionals. And I was very surprised that they'd come from Southern Storm. Most because South Carolina, up until this year, as a state, was very much an underwhelming place for Quidditch. And so shout out to them. I think they can change the game up a little bit, but I definitely think Emerson's still going to win pretty far out of range.
Yeah, I think so too.
Scroots, South Carolina, easy Scroots victory.
Yeah, Scroots.
Arizona QC and Texas A&M. This one's spicy.
Yeah, this could be real fun, actually.
I like this one. I expect at least 20 cards throughout this entire game.
Okay, I'm in the middle of a live broadcast. I really can't talk now. You can check IQA. You can check IQA forums if you want to see me talk, but I really can't talk right now. I love you. Bye. I really cannot talk.
Shut up, Mom. I'm on a webcast.
Anyways.
I think there's going to be a lot of cards this game. Both teams are super physical. Both teams can definitely get an attitude. Not necessarily a bad thing. I think there's going to be a lot of cards thrown in this game, depending on the ref. And I think it's going to be a really physical game. And unlike the Tennessee Tech-Oklahoma State game, I think this is going to be a really mean-spirited game by the end of it. I think people are going to hate each other.
Oh, I agree.
I'm really excited. I'm kind of really excited to see that, to be completely honest. That's like my favorite kind of Quidditch game. It's the kind that instills hatred for your team for years to come. Thrive on that. Anyway,
you sadistic bastard.
I think Arizona has the edge in beaters. I think Texas A&M has the edge in chasers. I don't think Arizona has dominant enough beaters to compensate for what they are going to lack in the Quaffle game compared to A&M. Also, A&M has they have veterans that have been to multiple World Cups. They know how to prepare for a World Cup.
Right.
Kiffer and Samham and Sessions still help out at practices. So Texas A&M is going to know exactly what they need to improve on by the time World Cup comes. And I just think that because Arizona is such a new team, I think A&M is really going to come out of the gate and take out Arizona. So,
I could see that as well.
Who knows what could happen? I feel like this is going to be one of those toss-up games, but I'm really excited to see it. I'm definitely going to watch this game if I can.
Right.
And it's going to be a fun game. And I have friends on both teams that I want to support. I think it's going to be a really good game. We lost Luke again. Are you kidding me? Oh my Jesus! Who provides us internet? Oh my God! Ugh, this child. All right. Just gonna go back to the flight matchups. Do it myself. Minnesota and Sam Houston State. See, this would be the perfect time to have Luke because he'd tell me all about Minnesota. Hey, Luke's back. Perfect timing. I was just complaining about how this would be the perfect time to have you because it's Minnesota and Sam Houston State. Because I know a lot about one team, you know a lot about the other. So what do you know about Minnesota? Go.
I know that they run the hoop zone and they run it okay. I know that they can switch out of that and they run a higher up zone. It's kind of like a point and wing zone.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they stole Jacob Drua from me earlier this year, and I'm not.
Bastard.
No, it's all right. I mean, he lived in Minnesota, and they said you can play for us, and he's like, I'm not going to travel to Toledo when I can play for a team in Minnesota, and I said, that's fine. But then again, Minnesota did also just lose to ISU at spring breakout, which is actually a huge red flag in my mind, because they were already kind of like bubble good team in my mind, and then they lost to ISU, who was like 3 steps below them in my mind. and it wasn't like they caught a snitch and won by 10 sort of thing. They were up, I think, 30 and caught it. So it's that's a big red flag for me. If Minnesota can take that and learn from it, or come out angry, I think they could take care of business here. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about Minnesota right now.
As far as Sam Houston goes, they're a really inconsistent team. They've had a really up and down season, to say the least. They had like Wolfpack, where they had like a bunch of losses, really hard losses too. And then they had Lone Star Cup, where they had a bunch of really solid victories over really good teams. And then regionals, they like lost all but one game on day one, barely in contention to stay in it for day two. And then they came back on day two and beat, I think, 2 teams to qualify. Really, as Sam Houston comes down to the performance of Jacob Freeman and Sam Reagan, and how they perform. Sam is a fantastic beater. Jacob's a fantastic chaser. And Sam's also a great keeper as well. So depending how they play them, how well they play, and how well teams can isolate them, will depend on how well Sam Houston does, plain and simple.
Yep. Okay. So really, that's a story of 2 teams that have been having up and down seasons, and it all depends on how they play.
Who will have the most up and down season? That is the question we're all asking. All right, Arkansas, South Florida.
I think Arkansas wins this one. Hey, dog!
I think Arkansas wins this one as well. Although South Florida, I feel like, is a team that has been hurt a lot by their reputation in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now they're a better spirited team than they've been in the past, which has really helped their gameplay, actually. They made it to the semifinals of South Regionals. Their captain's a real level, Boston, great guy, really level-headed. And they know what they're doing. They're a really old team. They're one of the teams that's stayed through, because there's a lot of turnover in Florida. And South Florida's done really well at staying a really solid team through the whole time.
Yeah.
So I still think Arkansas, but I think South Florida, especially their beaters, are going to give Arkansas a hard time. But I think Arkansas is going to win it at a range.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, your turn.
Yeah.
Blue Mountain and Arizona State. What you think, Luke?
You know, when I was looking at like the potential matchups that we could have got, I saw like Sam Houston and like Texas A&M and like this like BU we could have got. Like I was like, ooh man, those are some like really rough matchups. Like, and then I saw Arizona State and I was like, you know what, I would be okay with that. I wouldn't be like, oh, easy win, or like, oh man, that's scary. Either way, and so I got that and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm happy with it, and you know, I would have liked to have gotten Michigan State, honestly. Nothing against you guys or Western Washington. But I know that Arizona State, they do have that Arizona physicality. And I know that they like to play pretty aggressive with their beaters. So I enjoy that, actually, because I do enjoy a very beater-heavy game. I know that they're kind of like a kind of basketball, like they'll set picks and drive and on that, and you know, that's really just all on your chasing defenders being able to recognize that and stop that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think they're a pretty good team. I think we're a pretty good team, and I think that's going to be a pretty good game.
Alrighty. How about UTSA and Crimson Elite?
UTSA. Although Crimson Elite has kind of carved a name for themselves as not being a joke anymore. They're actually a solid team. But I do think UTSA is a very good team coming out of the Southwest. And Crimson Elite just doesn't quite stack up. But I do think Crimson Elite has a chance to do pretty well.
Hey man, Crimson Elite is the Dan Hansen, don't they?
Yeah, they do. The one and only Dan Hansen.
The one and only.
At least he lives somewhere near them.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually. I think he played for them at some point this season.
Yeah.
But then he got hurt. Remember? He got broken.
Oh yeah. Dan, why are you breaking yourself?
I want to meet the guy that like broke Dan Hansen. I'm just curious like what that kind of person like.
You know who I would kind of want to
like.
meet? That one guy who beat this little girl in the face at a fantasy tournament a couple years back. I can't remember who that was.
A couple of years? Wasn't it like a year ago?
It was like a year ago, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that guy's like really cool though, and I'm sure he has lots of good stories, and I'm sure people like him a lot. And I'm sure he does a lot of cool things like set stuff on fire and has sex with lots of girls.
I'm sure that he thinks a lot of people likes him. I know that much. So. Anyway.
Enough about that one guy who's probably a huge asshole. Villanova Hofstra. I know nothing about either of these teams.
I know a little bit about Hofstra and less about Villanova. And from what I know about both of those teams, I think this is going to be an uninteresting game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say. We're just like, I'm going to pick a winner. We're like, that game's not going to be fun to watch.
I
Go
think
watch
both...
Arizona QC A&M or Northern Arizona. Or just go drink a beer by yourself in your tent and pretend like you're not an alcoholic. That's what we recommend over here at the Luke and Tad Gamecast. I guess next is App in Rochester.
Rochester. Easy.
See, I agree on Rochester. Once again, shout out though on film. I watched. It was like I think it was the first game from this season put on YouTube. It was App and I think UNC in the finals of like some tournament that obviously isn't important enough, or else I would remember its name. And App's ball movement was like really, really good. Like I was really impressed. I was like, whoa.
I don't know that I saw that one.
They still lost by a lot, like, and I still don't understand how. But Avs' ball movement was they had some beautiful passes and connections, and I think if they could just recreate that and just build up other facets of their game, who knows what Av can do. But after the transfers, I think Rochester's definitely gonna have it.
Yeah, I think so easily. And then last matchup, Texas Tech and Virginia.
Dude, Tech all the day, or Tech all the way. Oh my God!
We're gonna have to go back to YouTube and rewatch this broadcast and just see how many times Tad just completely says the wrong thing.
I've been told there could be a drinking game made of all of my verbal flubs.
I could have been playing it. That would have made a much better show.
It's like stop the show to drink. Anyway, Texas Tech, Virginia. I think Tech is easily gonna have that. Tech is a really staunch team. Team you do not want to play at World Cup. They hit hard. They're smart. They have solid, smart leadership. I think Tech's gonna make some waves. I think Tech's easily gonna beat Virginia.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Actually, I don't think Virginia is anything real special, and Texas Tech has been on the rise this year. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
Swooty. All right, well, we finished those. Now to, I guess, the rest of the questions. I've been trying to access this whole time, but I still can't. Rolando, can you scroll down on this for me? Rolando's my roommate. He's from Puerto Rico. And his haircut makes him look kind of like Ronaldo. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Can you scroll down on this back? This is, like, really important. Like, I always get, like, an inch. Say hi to the viewers.
Hi, world.
There's like 40 of them.
Like that. So
there's 24 of them now. We've been losing fingers.
24? How are we losing people? Our content's only gotten better.
You drag on down.
Our Villanova Hofstra, that game's going to be uninteresting.
Scroll down.
And move on.
Drag the fingers down to scroll up.
Hold on.
It's like it's a wheel.
Okay. What is it? Say it again?
It's like it's a wheel.
What's a wheel?
The pad.
Oh, so use both fingers to... Oh, I'm an idiot. I've been using one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This is so simple.
And we're all watching Tad learn how to use a Mac.
I should create a YouTube series out of this. I'm learning to do X thing. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many upsets will Clone Star pull off?
Whoa. We got to pick the undefeateds for Flight 2.
No, sorry. I was like talking about Clone Star. I love those guys.
Obviously, that question's at 10.
All right, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, Flight 2. Undefeateds. I'm going to say the obvious one is Baylor. Ooh, Baylor. Ooh, not Texas. Ooh. Yeah, I'm picking Baylor.
I completely forgot Texas was in this flight. Oh, yeah. They would be playing somewhere, wouldn't they?
Yeah. They're actually in Flight 3 all by themselves.
Flight 3.
Automatic bye to the finals.
They declined their bid. Things got awkward.
I feel like Texas could be that like crazy four-armed guy at the end of Mortal Kombat, because like to your knowledge, he hasn't fought anyone to get there. So you fight all these Mortal Kombat people, and then you fight this dude with 4 arms who's like fresh, and you're just like that's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
And I feel like that's Texas. That's gonna be Texas at World Cup. I feel like it is every year.
All right.
Anyway.
So you're picking Baylor as the obvious one.
I'll take Baylor as the obvious one. Yeah. I'll take Baylor.
Okay.
And then I'll say maybes are going to be Texas and Maryland.
Okay. I'm going to be close to you. I'm going to say that for sure is Texas, and the maybes are. Oh, I can only pick 2 again. It wouldn't be Luke Chang if I didn't pick Ohio State, right?
I believe it's actually the Ohio State.
The Ohio State, right? But actually, I'm gonna say for sure Texas, and maybes are Maryland and Tufts. I think Tufts is a very good team.
Tufts, all right.
Although if Tufts has to play Baylor, I don't think they'll win. But if somebody else, like if in the 4-0 matchups, if another team beats Baylor, I think Tufts could beat them. I don't think Tufts would do too well against the Baylor weak zone.
I agree. I love Tufts. I do. I really want Tufts to play Baylor though, because like since they started, since Noah and Ethan started their like adventure, I remember like one of Noah's first articles was like how to break the Baylor zone.
Oh yeah.
I remember it detailing it, and it was like step 1. It was like get past the point defender, and it's like step 2, take out both beaters, and it's like step 3, drive on a hoop and dunk. And I was just like, do you realize how hard each of those 3 things is?
It's like It's like, hey, how to beat the defense is to beat each defender in sequence.
Yeah, right. And so I remember just reading that, and I just thought it was really funny. And I'm really excited to I like to see that game because Tufts was a really good team, and I feel like that'd be a great game to watch, Tufts and Baylor. And it could happen as one of the 4-1 or 5-0 games.
We breathe Quidditch with an interesting question. Which team's bracket play chances just got fucked by their round 1 matchup?
Ooh.
Oh, that's I like that one. I'm gonna say Illinois State.
Where are they at again?
They're against Texas.
Yeah.
I think Illinois State was they accepted a deferred bid, but I think they're a much better team than that coming out of the Midwest. I saw them as easy qualifiers coming into the season, and I thought they were going to be like borderline bracket if they got good matchups. But then playing Texas in that first game, they're going to get destroyed, and it's going to be game over. So
all right.
I'll say Illinois State right off the bat.
I think mine is going to be one of the controversial ones we talked about earlier. I think it's going to be QC Boston.
Okay.
I think
Osos
QC
against Osos.
QC against Osos. I think QCB is going to lose. I'm going to say it now, and I think that's going to fuck them up for the rest of the thing. This thing we're playing in 2 weeks, whatever it's called. Also, I would say Tennessee Tech. Because, as I said, I think they're a good team. I feel like they got unlucky with the draw of OSU, who's a really physical team and will match their physicality more than almost any other team they could have drawn in their 8. Trying to see who else.
Maybe South Florida with that Arkansas matchup.
South Florida with Arkansas. A&M and Arizona, whichever one loses, I think. I think those are 2 very good teams. And I think whichever one loses is definitely really going to be the odd one out. And being one of the really good 0-1 teams after this. I think that's about all I can see.
Yeah, I think so. I would agree.
Maybe you could probably make an argument for Charleston and UCLA. But
yeah, you could, but
Just-
I'm not gonna
just
make it.
because I'm like really looking for things to find at this point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. More questions.
What else we got? I just learned how to scroll, so like the world is my oyster right now. I'm everywhere. Oh yeah, let's see which. So let's read Ethan's article and talk about why it sucks.
Wait, I have to read something. I did not sign up for this.
Online, you have to read it in front of the whole class.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Quick takes World Cup fight. That's the one, right?
All right, here.
Okay.
Yeah, I clicked on it real quick. Let's. Savage
We're
Ultimate
down to 20.
jerseys. Buy them. Yeah, there you go, Dallas. She didn't even tell us to do that.
Okay.
They said 12, so I assume at the bottom of the article they picked. Okay, they're bracket 12. All right. The 12 from one he picked were Lone Star QC, Texas State, Lost Boys, Gambits, NYU, QCB, UNC, Kansas, Michigan, Warriors, OSU, and Penn State. I am hurt Loyola wasn't in there, Ethan.
He literally just picked like the top matchups and then the top teams, the top 10 teams, and then OSU and Penn State. That's what he did. I don't know. Someone's getting upset not making these brackets.
Yeah, brackets are always touchy subjects. Like I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna say I agree with the top four. Lone Star, Lost Boys, Gambit, Texas State should all easily make it. I'll say I'll give UNC. I'll give 5. That's 5 for me. I'm trying to get like the really easy ones out of the way. Michigan, NYU. I think Miami, Florida is going to get in there. Oklahoma State. You know what? Let's throw in an Osos de Muerte. That's 10.
Oh man, I really have no interest in doing this on the spot.
Warriors. Oh, I'm done. We're doing it live, Luke. Warriors,
Oh my god.
And see, I want to say Loyola because it's like a confidence thing, but it's I don't know.
Oh
I think-
my god.
I definitely think we're on the cusp of being there. But just for the sake of not choosing my own team, 'cause that's boring because everyone chooses their own team. I'm gonna say it's my 12th team.
Oh man.
I'll go
Oh,
ahead and give
man.
it to Kansas. What?
Ethan snubbed Blue Mountain. He snubbed both our teams for brackets.
Maybe he did that on purpose.
I hate you, Ethan.
That sounds like something Ethan would do.
I'm gonna not pick Tufts now. That's what's gonna happen. Except I can't.
Although he did say the best first round matchup was you guys.
He did, yeah. That's
So that's
special.
cool.
That's cool.
Um,
Oh my god, I actually got talked about in an article. I'm so excited.
well, I only get talked about because no one knows other. Like I suck. Like I'm not even the best beater on my own team, and like people talk about me all the time. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like
People talk about you all the time because you stick your face out all the time. That's really all there is
True.
to it. That's really all there is to it.
It's true.
And you
All
beat
right,
little girls in the
so-
face, but you know.
I did my 12. Are you gonna do a 12 or should I do flight 2 as well?
Okay, I'll do a 12 from Fight 1. I'm
All right. What are your 12 from flight 2?
I'm taking Fight 1, Lone Star, Lost Boys, Gambits, Texas State.
All
That's
four.
easy. Yeah. I'm taking, let's see, that's 4. Michigan for sure. I'm taking QCB for sure. NYU. Let's see. Warriors, Kansas. Am I gonna take that one? I don't know. No. I'll take Black Tips. I'll take Miami, Florida.
Black tips. Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I see you. Change it.
And
Changer.
And I will take Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes.
All right. Spicing it up a bit.
Maybe BU over Black Tips. But
Okay.
No, I'm gonna stick with Black Tips. I said it. I'm sticking with it.
All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right. All right.
And I'm sniffing what you're shitting.
That's very unfortunate for you.
I heard the echo on your computer. It sounded way more ridiculous than I think I even sounded while saying it.
Fun fact for all of my viewers: I've actually taken 5 shits today.
Wow.
I don't even know how it happened, man, but I'm impressed with myself.
I think I'm at 2, 3.
2. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. All right. Anyway, next flight.
Next 12.
So we have Ethan says Texas, Baylor, Maryland, the Ohio State University, Tufts, Bowling Green. Wow, he picked Tufts. Overconfident much, Ethan? Bowling Green, Emerson, UCLA, Arkansas, Rochester, A&M, and UTSA.
Okay.
All right. Let me take a look at that. I'm going to say the first, or not first 4. I'm going to say Maryland, Ohio State, Texas, Baylor, Tufts, Bowling Green, British Columbia, Psych, Bowling Green. They're probably all sitting there. They probably all cheered because they're all watching it, and then they're like, "Oh man!"
We did just lose 3 viewers. That was them.
That was the UBC starting line. They were just pissed off. More assholes.
Yeah.
All right, Bowling Green, Emerson. 9. Yeah. All right, 9 or 8. Am I 8? I can't count. 5, 7. I picked 7. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Scroots. Arkansas. I think Texas Tech's gonna get in there. Texas A&M and UT San Antonio. I think that was 12. I kind of stopped counting.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay.
Blue
I'm gonna
Mountain
go.
sucks.
Yeah, Blue Mountain does suck. We're the worst. I am gonna take Maryland, Ohio State, Texas, Baylor, Tufts, BG, Emerson, Rochester.
Yeah, I forgot about Rochester. This one was hard.
Haha.
I lost.
UTSA, Blue Mountain, Arkansas, and whoever wins between Sam Houston and Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think he's going to have... Fair enough. Oh, yeah. I just want to clue our viewers in on the pool. Flight 1 is beating the shit out of Flight 2.
That's, I mean, go over Flight 2 because it really is very even.
Oh, stop trying to make...
I'm gonna make 20 fake Facebook accounts and vote in all.
No, but then someone's gonna have a post about you on all the regions just to make sure everyone knows that they're fake. Which is one of the best posts I've read online in a long time. It was like she was so legitimately concerned, and I'm like, that's so nice of her. Like, I'm glad I didn't add this mysterious woman that had like one profile picture and added all my male Quidditch friends. I think as far as questions... Oh, I got another question from Michael Malikoff. Tad, you said that Finest doesn't look good enough to be a regional champion. Did Miami? You were saying you expected them to win regionals out of range. Well, Michael, as I said before, I think Miami was hurt more by the cards more than their actual gameplay, including the one. They may have even gotten 2 red cards, but minimum 1, and then all the yellows they got, a lot of which were on their beaters, actually, which beater cards are really rough. Like, those will kill you. That's like automatic points almost, more than even getting a yellow on any other kind of player besides beater. And so I think it's more of the cards. Yeah. I think Finest doesn't look good enough to be a regional champion. I think Miami on day 1, how they were looking, I think they looked really good. I think they were, on day 1, I think they were the best performing team. That's not how the bracket plays out sometimes. But as we all know, brackets aren't always the way to find who the real best team is, because of how teams match up against each other and how certain games are played.
Unless it's college football, then we
Yeah.
know for sure.
Do we?
Yeah, we know for sure then. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So that's my thought process on Miami. Also, it looks good if Miami wins a lot of games because we beat Miami twice. So I'm just gonna keep riding that Miami train all the way to the end of the stop.
I just want to give, if Martin Pine's watching, I want to give a shout out because he does a lot of great work, and also the empty space between Crimson Warhawk and Miami, between the overall seeds and the Flight 1 and first round matchups on that Google Doc, the empty lines, those are bugging me, and I think you're the one that can fix it. So
You're the one. There's also a lack of a line between College of Charleston and Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Part of me thinks that the team's name is College of Charleston 31 parentheses Indiana, and that they get to play both UCLA and RPI. And it just really screw everything up.
It's really going to be a poor matchup for them. So I mean, they're playing 21 against 42. Like it's just, the depth concerns are alarming.
Okay. That being said, with any other questions, I think we are going to end the show. Mostly because we're going on a 45-minute trip to Whataburger shortly, because we don't have one in New Orleans. And so this is really important to me. My World Cup journey.
Is to drive 45 minutes for a burger.
It's not just a burger. It's a burger. All right.
What a burger. Okay.
All right.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So just real quick, because I asked this before and I feel like I didn't get enough answers. Marry, fuck, kill. Foreign Quidditch players who think that they're just as good as that their teams are just as good as the top U.S. teams. People who still went off pitch seeking. And I can't remember my third one. But I'm just gonna put it as Ethan Sturm. Go.
Ethan Sturm. Okay. Well, I'd marry Ethan Sturm.
He's gonna be a dentist. That makes a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. I could just sit at home and play League all day. It'd be great.
Although legally, he has to get divorced first.
Well, the papers are on the way.
All right.
I'm going to fuck the foreign players who think that they're just as good as the United States players, because I'm sure some of them are pretty attractive. And I'm going to kill people who think that there should still be off-pitch seeking.
Cool. Me too. That was actually exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to do it.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
All right. So for everyone watching, thank you so much for bearing with us through this excruciatingly painful, rough hour and a half. And if you look at the group chat on the side, Luke left and joined the chat like 8 times. That's how we know how bad it is when one of the broadcasters leaves.
I couldn't even say it about this. Oh, it was terrible.
Shout out to my roommate Rolando for letting me borrow his laptop. He's lounging on the couch. Thanks everyone
Rolando.
for watching. See you all in 2 weeks in where's it at? Rock Hill, South Carolina.
It seems like something you should know by now.
All I know is I'm getting on a bus and I'll show up at wherever they take me. So let's hope I get on the right bus. That being said, thank you guys for joining us. Tad and Luke, if you liked what we said, leave some comments. Remember to visit theeighthman.com for all your Quidditch analysis needs. We'll be finishing up the Roll Call to Rock Hill articles in the next 2 weeks. So keep on the lookout for those.
Rock Hill Roll Call.
Rock Hill, Roll Call to Rock Hill. There's a lot of hard words in there that I'm just going to butcher. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm Tad Walters, and that guy is
Luke Changit.
Oh, so you use your real name, not the Cianchetti.
Chinchetti would be
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to leave now.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.